Watch out, gang. This episode contains movie plot discussions. Spoilers ahead.
I don't know about y'all. Well, I know about Mom, but I don't know about you, Jason. One of my favorite places on earth to go and spend time
Is my house?
Tinseltown.
No. Not Tinseltown specifically, but yes, the movie theater.
I love the movies.
Yeah. We were actually supposed to go to a movie, weren't we, Mom?
We were. And you stood me up and
it didn't
cheated
work out.
and
I didn't
went and did it without me.
Hey.
Didn't even tell me. Like,
Hey.
whatever.
Hey.
It's all good.
How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Anyway.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Do you get to the movies often, Jason?
I don't. What's funny is Ariel and I actually paid for Regal Unlimited for 2 years. And I think we went to the movies 8 times.
Wow. Really?
That doesn't pay for itself.
It really doesn't.
I love going to the movies.
But when you sign up for those things, they make it so incredibly impossible to actually cancel them. So literally, I think it was like 6 times we were like, we should get rid of that. We should get rid of that. We should get rid of that. And they just never followed through. And so finally, when we were doing our finances most recently, we were like, this has to stop. So we did what we had to do.
Yeah, we only ever do like the reward things where they give you little perks for coming to the movies a lot.
Yeah. I don't have it with movie theaters, but like I have a Fandango account.
Oh, me too.
And so like I earn points because I like no matter what theater I'm going to, I'm always going to buy them through Fandango first.
Right, because nowadays if you don't buy your tickets in advance, you're not getting in.
Is it like Thunderbolt and Lightning? Very, very frightening. To the Fandango.
Get ready for unfiltered banter, laughs, and a barrel of fun. This is Monkeys Unfiltered.
Today, first of all, welcome to the Monkeys Unfiltered podcast.
Hey!
Today, I wanted to talk about our favorite, or at least like movies that we enjoy a lot.
I love movies.
I know Mom is more like I have this one movie and everything else is
So,
but
okay, truth be told, and y'all know this about me, I have one movie and everything after that is like, okay. I have one that is the top and probably 30 that are like, sure, they can all go in number 2.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with that then? Why don't we start with your top all-time movie and why it is the greatest movie ever made to you?
I have to tell you what it is? I think I just count down 1, 2, 3 and y'all say it.
I mean, we can do that, yeah.
I don't even need that long.
I know, right?
I mean, counting down would also be 3, 2, 1, not 1, 2, 3.
You are correct.
Ooh, get educated, fool.
Well, I mean, I'm an old lady. What can I say? So my top all-time, never any question about it. If this is ever like a secret question to access my bank account or my credit card statements or like, what is your favorite movie? Anybody who knows me knows the answer to this, and it is Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
I will watch that movie on repeat. And there for a while, it used to come on like FX or some, upper cable channel on the weekends and just play all weekend. It's getting a little older, so now there are other movies they play, but I can't really say that there is one thing about that movie that puts it over the top for me, but I just remember the first time I saw that movie, I walked out of the theater just blown away. And it's not even that it's a great story and it has great actors in it. It's long, and I think I enjoy a movie that is 90 minutes plus. 90 minutes, I'm just starting to get into it. You're just starting to get really good character development, and then boom, it's over. And so maybe that is one of the things about Shawshank that I just appreciate so well, is they go so in depth with who these characters are, where they came from, how they got to be where they are, and then follow them on through to, like the end of life or life after, because the whole premise of the movie is, these guys are all in prison together. And Tim Robinson's character.
Isn't he there for a crime he didn't commit to?
Correct.
Yeah.
And his character just decides he's breaking out, and just his dedication that it took to get out. But what I also appreciate...
Spoilers.
Well, I mean, we're talking about movies, right? Hey.
I know. It's a 30-year-old movie as well.
Exactly. And then the other thing that I appreciated so much about this movie was the relationship that they formed between Tim Robinson's character and Morgan Freeman's character, and the way they allowed those two men to be men. I mean, they're obviously manly men, right? But they form this relationship in prison where they become, almost like brothers. There's a very emotional bond between the two of them. They laugh together, they cry together. Tim Robinson's character's name is Andy Dufresne, and Morgan Freeman is Red. And so Andy and Red just become this relationship for all times, right? Because Dufresne does get out of prison. He breaks out and he gets away. And he and Red had set up a secret communication prior to that if Red ever was released, which he wasn't supposed to be, but he was, and he followed, what they had agreed to, and they reconnect on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean, I don't know, everything about that movie is so well done to me that, like I said, I would just watch it. It can finish and start over again, and I would still sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have never watched it in its entirety.
Oh my God. You're fired. Mm-hmm. You're out of the family. Go away.
He's only seen the Family Guy version.
No, I mean, like, I've seen it like here and there, but I've never like gotten through to the end of it. Like, it's always just on, and I'll sit there for like 20 minutes to watch it and then go continue what I was doing. And like, it's always a different part. So like I know what happens in the movie. It's just like, if I pick up in the middle of it, like, I couldn't tell you chronologically where we are.
See, I actually have a hard time with that. You say you could sit down and watch like 20 minutes and then get up and do something else. For me, yeah, it doesn't matter what it is, whether I've seen it or not, but especially if I have seen it. If I sit down or like linger too long, I'm just in.
Yeah.
I'm in till it's over. Like, and I can't help it. That's actually how I got hooked on watching Below Stupid Deck with my wife. I hate Bravo. I hate Bravo. It's so stupid. So what happened was, Mom, we were at your house when you still lived at the beach.
And she like
lingered a little too long. Shut up. So she like lingered a little too long.
I just live at a different beach.
And she was watching, I think it was still Captain Lee. And so she was just like, oh, what's this? And then we came home and she started watching it. And then, of course, it would be on the TV and I'd walk in and be like, what is this? And, I'd see all the nonsense, especially the stupid commercials. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And then every time it'd be on, I would linger just a little bit longer. And the next thing you know, it's like oh my God, it's Bojo night.
That's what my husband calls being invested.
Yeah.
That's how I got Cheyenne into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was watching the first season and she'd be like, oh no, that's too much gore and blood. And oh no, sex scenes. Ew, gross. And then she'd like, I just want to sit out here with you. And she'd like have her phone up and I'd catch her like peeking around it. And then she started asking me questions and I'm like, do you just want to watch it with me?
Oh no, look, we have a rule at my house. I need to
express that the questions.
We have a rule at my house. If you didn't want to start watching something with me, whether it's a movie or a series, and you walk in, I'm not catching you up. No questions.
Go get caught up on your own time and come back.
But be quiet.
So to be fair, I never explicitly asked her if she wanted to watch it with me. And I was still in the first season long before Ned is gone.
Right.
So it wasn't a whole lot.
Spoiler alert. Oh my
goodness. It wasn't a whole lot to catch her up on. But I will say, in that sense of getting her hooked onto that show, when House of the Dragon season 1 came out,
that show's so much better.
We had watched the first like 4 episodes together, and then we kind of took a small little break because like work and stuff like that. And she was like, let's finish it tonight because there's like 10 episodes or something. Like, let's watch tonight. And I was like, no, I don't really want to. I'm tired. And then the next day I got home from work and I was like, okay, you want to watch it? And she's like,
I finished it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it had been a few weeks.
It's a sin if
it
men
had been
do
a few
it.
weeks of us not watching it, but then she was like, I finished it. And so I was like, I don't even I don't even want to watch it now. And I finished the last half of season 1 like 2 months before season 2 came out.
We started it, and then like you, we took a break and we just haven't gone back. I don't know. I just we've watched
I
other.
love House of the Dragon. It's currently airing season 2 right now, and I'm in this chair at 8 p.m. Central every night.
So wait a
But
minute.
we're here to talk about
I was
movies.
going to say, but wait a minute, Hayden, what's your favorite movie?
So all-time favorite movie for me comes from the Marvel franchise, unsurprisingly.
Endgame.
It's not Endgame.
It's not
Oh,
Endgame.
it's
Okay.
not.
Oh, wow.
As much as I love Endgame and Infinity War and the later Avengers stuff, the movie that made me love comic book movies was Iron Man 1.
Oh my God, I
No
love Iron
way.
Man.
I kind of felt like we'd end up there.
It's not even the fact of like, oh, it's the original, it's the OG. It's like, it's just that made me appreciate comic book superhero movies so much more.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to confess, it's not even Iron Man. It's I love Robert Downey Jr. in that part.
Do you see he's coming back for Victor Von Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Doctor Doom. He might not be Victor Von Doom.
Fair enough.
So what is it about it that makes you love it then?
Like you said, it's Robert Downey Jr., and I think it's just such a good. To get a little bit ahead, my second movie is also a comic book movie,
Oh.
but
It's Iron Man too.
No. God, no.
Come on, man. What's wrong with Obadiah?
Hayden's got a, how do I say this? A pepper obsession.
Oh,
No,
God. You should buy her a
do not-
candle.
Oh.
I do not like Gwyneth Paltrow. But no, for Iron Man, like it's just
Nobody wants to smell her vajayjay.
Robert Downey Jr. is just so good at making Tony Stark a likable character.
Yes.
And then I do think, is it Jeff Bridges that plays
Yes.
Obadiah Stane?
Yes.
Does such a good job. And I kid you not, every day me and Josh will sit there and be like, Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
My favorite Iron Man quote is, "I want my board."
we quote that too. Amen.
Where is my
I
board?
want my board.
He is really good in that character, but he also Downey Jr. also does an excellent job with the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I like Iron Man so much more than the newer, especially the current Marvel stuff. I mean, it's good. Like we saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was
We
good.
saw it too. It's good.
But like the original Iron Man, they just do the action
Yeah.
so much better. And like it's like they actually put time, love, and care into the movie versus now they're just trying to get out and tell
Turn
the
them out,
story.
right.
Because I mean, like shit, the next Avengers movie comes out next year.
And remember when it used to be like 2-3 years it would take them to do the next one. And now it's like, 6 months later, here's the
Mhm.
next. I mean, I get it. It's just a consumption society and people want what they want and it's big money.
That may have something to do with why they're all garbage now.
I will say though, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I know this comes out some weeks in advance or after we're recording this. But
What?
Time is hard.
when we're recording this, Deadpool came out last weekend.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, sorry, but Deadpool and Wolverine, I feel like, is a great return to actual quality in a Marvel movie. And I think a lot of that has to do with Ryan Reynolds and the director because they've worked together on a bunch of movies recently.
You know, so what's happening with Marvel and why they like kind of fell off is they were following characters like Ant-Man.
Right.
Like whatever.
But I also think the Deadpool storyline is just such a departure from the rest of the characters because he has that fourth dimension interaction that none of the other
Mhm.
characters or movies do. And so that kind of draws you into him. And I mean,
It's an interesting concept.
it is.
For sure.
And what I appreciated about that movie, I mean, it was good. I was entertained. There were some throwbacks to made me feel really old.
In sync.
Oh my gosh. And what I love is the little kids all over TikTok are like, I could do the Deadpool dance. I'm like, it's not a Deadpool. That's not what it get with the program. But there are some one-liners in that movie that make the whole movie worth it. And
Oh, yeah.
just the quick, fast wit is attractive to me.
I love stuff like that, and I think Ryan Reynolds is good for that specifically.
good,
Is
yeah.
making like quips and one-liners and memes.
Also, no matter who you are, if in the final like little bit of the movie, if you didn't stare at Hugh Jackman's shirtless body,
Holy cow!
so I'm
man or woman,
so we're sitting there, and I lean over to my husband and I say, "That's not real, is it?" Like, I'm just convinced that it's CGI or some sort of like, amazing award-winning costuming, makeup, prosthetic thing, but no, it's real.
nope, that's what he looks like. I'm sure there was some like digital touch-ups to like really define everything, but that's what that dude looks
It's the
like.
real deal. It's
Mhm.
impressive, but I mean, it is. It's impressive. I mean, I don't find Hugh Jackman himself overly attractive. I mean, he's not an ugly man. He is a nice looking man to me, but I just have never really paid attention to that. Maybe he hasn't always looked like that. I don't really know, but yes, I was impressed. What about you, Jason? I mean, I know like you don't like to categorize things as your top.
It's not even like I don't like to categorize stuff that way. It's just I don't know if I have the capability, right? There's a lot of things that I enjoy. I don't go, "Oh, the new so and so is out," necessarily. This looks cool or whatever.
Right.
Plus, I do have a really hard time actually trying new things. I usually stick with tried and true stuff for the most part. If I stumble on something, or really, if somebody else tells me that it's good, and like, all right, so let me give you an example. So I watch Wendigoon, and he breaks down like different stuff online, and so it's only after I watch him break something down that I go pay it any attention. And so when you apply that to the concept of movies, I generally will just like franchises or a type of movie, right? So I like the old Hayden, you may have seen it, the old Ryan Reynolds movie. Oh my gosh, what was it called? Oh my gosh, I
Who's
can't.
in it?
Ryan Reynolds.
I was just going to say Ryan Reynolds.
No shit.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I gotta look this up really quick.
That was one of my favorite jokes from Deadpool, by the way, Mom. When nice Pool looks over and he's like, "I can do it too." The proposal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Van Wilder, that's the name of it.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where he's fat, right?
I don't think I've ever
No.
seen that one.
In high school and comes back.
Mm-mm.
No, what is that one?
No, Van Wilder is the one he's in college and he's just the most popular kid on campus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got Cal Penn, and they just get into all
Mhm.
kinds of nonsense and shenanigans. It's a very vulgar movie, and I watched it years and years ago. But I like stuff like that, and then maybe like Grandma's Boy with some of the Adam Sandler people, the Happy Madison crew. It's like a video game stoner movie. It's kind of fun. And then oh god, I was thinking of one more. Oh, Airheads, also with Adam Sandler, and then it has Steve Buscemi and Brendan Fraser in it. It's three rock stars,
I've seen that
and
one.
they break into a radio station and like take it over because they're trying to get their single on the radio. It's so funny, and it's just full of stupidity. I like movies full of stupidity. for some
Well,
reason.
so
The stupid humor.
and that's what I'm going to say. Like, I have a very specific type of movie that I like. And those kind of movies, usually I'll watch them, but they very rarely rank in my top,
You'll like give them the one try.
except for, well, I mean, there's two or three, but Big Daddy has got to be top of the top for me when it comes
It's one of my classics.
when it comes
yeah.
to classic comedy movies.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God. And we've made reference to it on this podcast before about
Right.
you gave him the easy one. Hip
Mm-hmm.
hop.
I wipe my own
I
ass. I wipe my own ass.
30 packets of ketchup.
Damn you.
I love that movie. It's a good ensemble cast, and I think a comedy movie has to have an ensemble. I mean, you can have a lead person, but you need a really strong, supportive whatever around it to make it run. And that is just such a good group
my
of
God.
people.
I can't.
Yeah, the
I
Happy
can't-
Madison crew makes some of my favorite
Yeah.
silly movies.
I can't think of his name, but he's the hip hop anonymous guy. What's
I
the
knew it.
actor's name?
Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider.
Dude.
They feature in every one of each other's
Yeah.
movies.
His like quick little like whatever, and he's always just like something is deformed on him. It's just, it always keeps me in those kind of movies.
Bro.
I'm like, I'm here for that.
Well, and
Like 50 First Dates
50
when he had
First-
the like eye.
well, and here's the thing, when it
You can do it.
when a group gets together like that, like you said, Jason, the Happy Madison crew, and they continuously make movies together. To me, their
Yeah.
movies just get better together because they practice their craft together, they learn each other, they can do a lot of off-script comedy that winds up being a part of the movie because they're so entwined with each other. And I just, Big Daddy is right up there for me.
Anytime you put a whole bunch of comedians together, it's bound to be good, right? So like,
Or really suck.
or really suck. You're exactly right. So what is that? This Is the End or whatever. That movie's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's hit or miss for me.
James Franco.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
I like James Franco. I don't like Seth Rogen.
But then you think of something like Grown Ups, right? With like Chris Rock, David Spade, Adam Sandler, Kevin James. Was he in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that same, and I don't care if I'm probably going to lose a lot of friends, or a bunch of people are going to make comments, but
Controversy alert.
I do not care for Will Ferrell.
I don't much either, actually.
I don't like Elf or any of that kind of stuff, but him and John C. Reilly in Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
All day,
that's
every day.
That's a definite exception. Yeah.
All day, every day.
Listen,
and maybe it's because I'm a boy mom, right?
that's where Prestige Worldwide comes from.
So first off,
It's the Catalina wine mixer.
So first off, don't ever disrespect the greatest Christmas movie of all
I don't
time
like
ever
it.
again. It doesn't like you.
That's fine.
Second of all, Adam Sandler did the one thing that everybody in the world wishes they could do, and he got a little bit famous, made some money, and got all his friends rich.
Exactly.
He put all his friends on, dude.
And
Love
does
it.
whatever the hell he wants.
Exactly. And good on for him that he was able to
Mhm.
do that.
Another movie where I find Will Ferrell as an exception, like he can be entertaining and good, is Zoolander,
Yeah.
where he played Mugatu.
Okay, I like Zoolander, but
Yeah.
I don't care for him.
Listen, two things that stand out from that movie. One thing was the files. They're in the computer.
They're in the computer.
And they start monkey slapping on the monitor, right? And then the other thing was where he plays the freaking song, and he turns into some ninja, and he tries to kill the prime minister.
The interaction between those two characters is really good, but that's not if I'm going to spend money to go to the movies and watch a movie, those aren't the movies I go. I see those on Netflix
on
or
Netflix
whatever, and then I go, wow, that's a great movie. But if I'm going to the movies and spending money, my genre is more like
genre.
Yeah, whatever. You know what? You two can take a flying. I taught y'all both how to wipe your butt, so be quiet.
I wipe my own ass
All
now.
right.
I
taught you good.
I wipe my own ass.
I love things like American History X.
Yeah, I was thinking about bringing that up.
Forrest Gump, Fight Club.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
that's actually my number 3.
Forrest Gump. That's another
Yeah.
one that I'll just watch back to back. American History X. I love. And so if you're listening, you can also come be a guest on our show. I love Ed Norton. I think he is just.
What about the original Hulk?
I think that Ed Norton.
Well, not original.
I think that
was Eric Bana.
Ed Norton is one of the most underappreciated and underrated actors of my lifetime. He is
he's a really good one.
so good. I've never seen a movie with him in it that I walked away and just went, wow, that sucked. I love him.
Yeah, ironically, also in Fight Club.
Yes.
Don't talk about it.
We can't talk about it. But American History X,
Wait a minute.
American History.
Sorry, real quick. So Brad Pitt is also in Fight Club, and is it just me, or does he play the same character in every movie? He just plays himself.
Pretty much. No, he pretty much does.
Pretty much. But American History X, I had read the book, and when they made it into,
I didn't even know there was a book.
Yeah. And when they made it into the movie, I remember thinking, how in the world, because the book is very graphic, how in the world are they going to put this on screen and get a rating that allows people to see it?
Right. Yeah, that curb stomp was enough.
Oh my
you know?
gosh. But they did such a great job of being suggestive around a lot of things and not being overly graphic. Because sometimes I think movies just feel like they have to go in for the big gory graphics to make people pay attention. But the way they constructed that movie, where it was, you knew exactly what was happening, but they didn't have to show you like the guy's jaw crack or whatever. You got it. And you kind of like had a sick feeling in the pit of your stomach when it happened. But that's another one that the story, or the, what do you call that when you take something away from it? Not really the moral, but like the lesson that came from that.
It's like the heart of the story.
Yeah, that where he started and where he wound up.
The point of it.
Gosh, the world could use a whole lot of that right now.
No, truly. And that's really, I don't want to get off on commentary,
Yeah.
but like it literally just takes talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just does.
You got another favorite, Hayden?
So you mentioned Forrest Gump, and that's my number 3. Really just because I enjoy the story of a man living through every historical event from
Yeah, that is really neat how they
the
did
50s
that.
Yeah.
to the 90s.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Like, obviously the guy's not real, but like,
But don't you wish he was real?
I don't know. I like Tom Hanks a lot, and I think he does an amazing job.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be an all-American? I really have to pay.
I got shot in the buttocks.
Something bit me.
That's another, just a story that you just get so sucked into the characters. What is wrong with
Yeah.
you?
Lieutenant Dan, you
got
ain't
no
got no legs.
Listen, I could listen to Bubba list off like types
The
of
shrimp.
for the
way
rest of
you
my
can
life.
cook shrimp.
Yeah.
But there again, it's a movie that, and I think, it's a movie that it doesn't have a lot of gratuitous sex and violence and foul language. It's just a great story that you connect with. I mean, you connect with Forrest from the moment he's running down the dirt driveway from the bus, and his braces break off, and he's just you're just like, wow, he's like every kid. And when the principal leaves his house, he's like,
yeah, that's
you have all these flashes where you're like, dude, I get it. Dude, I
It's
get it.
just so
Dude, I
funny.
get it. But you're right, Hayden, to your point, they really intertwined a lot of really big moments in history into that movie, even with Jenny's illness and her eventually dying, what that truly was.
Honestly, fuck Jenny.
Oh,
Yeah.
She didn't want Forrest ever.
she didn't know.
And she
did.
And she
She did.
Well, she kind
She
of like drug him along a little bit and then disappeared, and then
Very
drag
true.
him along a little bit and then disappeared. Then she found out she has AIDS and goes, okay, now I'll sleep with you.
Right.
By the way, now you have a kid after 5 years.
She didn't know she had AIDS.
Hmm.
I say she didn't know because they weren't calling it that then.
Was Philadelphia before or after?
Oh
Forrest Gump?
my God.
Yeah.
It was before.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna have that reaction.
So it just suffices to say Tom Hanks is an incredible actor, right? Because,
Yeah.
I have
There's no doubt.
a couple.
Also, a really good Springsteen song comes from Philadelphia.
Yes, for that movie. And that's
Mhm.
another one, just an amazing movie. And, if you talk about AIDS, Dallas Buyers Club was a great depiction of that. Jared Leto, phenomenal in that movie. But wait, what was your second, Hayden?
Batman. Dark
I
Knight.
Dark
knew
Knight.
it.
Yeah.
I kind of thought he would be number one, but yeah.
What's funny is I was thinking about talking about that too.
I absolutely love the Robert Pattinson Batman, but just as far as like
Yeah.
a place in my heart, it's the second one from the Dark Knight trilogy with Heath Ledger.
I was really pleasantly surprised by Robert Pattinson's Batman. I really was.
It's great. And honestly, I a little bit excited for the Penguin series that's coming out on Max.
I'm so excited about that. You have no idea. Okay, because I've been watching House of the Dragon, and it's pretty much the preview before every single episode right now. And oh my god, I love Colin Farrell so much. He's one of the greatest actors of our time.
I forget that that's even Colin Farrell.
Yeah. Okay. 100%. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, as you can tell, there's a Batman Funko Pop right above my head.
I think I buy you everything Batman I see.
Yeah.
There's a Batman poster there. There's a Batman drawing, a Batman painting.
Hey, let's see that Batman drawing. Is it the one I'm thinking of? Oh, I drew that.
Oh, nice. You did?
Yes. Some random lady gave it to me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What were you in high school? Junior high school? Yeah, I drew that a while back.
There's y'all.
Yeah.
Obviously my favorite superhero. And that is by far the strongest of those three movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I learned who Heath Ledger was, and then learned that I'll never get to see Heath Ledger do anything else.
Right.
Which is such a tragedy.
Yeah.
So,
like, again, Heath Ledger's another one of those that, like, he did a lot in the time that he was an actor, but, like, that was, like, a culmination of his, like, entire skill set. And I feel like, yeah, he could have gone on to do so much awesome stuff.
And then, like, you say Jared Leto was great in Dallas Buyers Club, and then he attempted the Joker.
Anti-good Joker.
But he was great in a Dallas Buyers Club.
He was allergic to being a good actor as the Joker.
Yeah.
You know who is a good Joker? Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes.
Dude.
How do you feel about the new one being a musical?
I don't like it.
I you know what? I've always told myself, like, I hate musicals, and then every time I go to see one, I'm like, that was pleasant. Sweeney Todd's a good example.
Sweeney Todd was great.
Like, when I was super young, y'all are like, we're gonna go see Sweeney Todd. I'm like, oh, this looks fun. It's, you know,
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. And I'm just like, help! It's Johnny Depp, and I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. And then they start singing, I'm like, ugh. And then by the end of it, I'm like, I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's good. You get into
That's how I was with The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, The Greatest Show. That's a good one. Look,
Hugh
musicals
Jackman.
are good.
Yeah, it's a good
Hot
one.
take.
I'm realizing as I look at my list, I have an aversion for epics. Like, also on my list of any movie that could be in second place, Gladiator, any of the Lord of the Rings, The Last Samurai. I mean, I'm just like, okay.
Never saw The Gladiator or The Last Samurai, but I'm sure they're both good. I've seen clips from Gladiator, though.
So Gladiator is probably in my top 5, and they're making a second one. Did you see that?
A second. I saw it. Yeah, I saw the preview when we went to...
It's, oh my God. What?
That dude.
Yes, that guy. Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, right. I was like the dude from whatever that video game series was we watched.
Yeah, and then the guy who plays Eddie Munson is the Emperor. It looks good.
It's going to be different, 100%.
In the previews, they mention Maximus. So, like,
yeah,
I'm here for it.
300 is another one that, I mean, I like those big epic movies.
It's a cheesy good one.
Last Samurai, Jason, if you haven't seen it, you see if you can find it. It's got Tom Cruise in it, but it's such a
it was Matthew's favorite movie at one point.
Well, and it's one of those that, like, the cinematography in it is beautiful, but it's also got just like a really great story to it.
Yeah.
And of course, I
should go back and watch some of those oldies.
I love all the Lord of the Rings. I mean,
me too.
How you not love a Hobbit?
Okay, so now that we're like talking about that kind of stuff, I like movies that are like serious and also ones that have like a story to unravel. And I don't just mean like the story, the beginning, middle, and end type of thing. I mean like there's an underlayer.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff going on behind the scenes. A good example of that is The Prestige.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Is that The Magicians?
It's with Christian Bale.
Oh, I have seen that. Yes.
And so they are, like, it turns out that they're like twins. Like, it's crazy how they're doing all the magic tricks and stuff. And then you talked about
Hugh Jackman again, by the way.
Yeah. You talked about earlier
Fight Club, American Sniper, Forrest Gump, American History X, Lord of the Rings
with RDJ.
Iron Man, Sherlock.
Oh, yeah, Sherlock.
So The Prestige and Sherlock is another one like that, where there's an underlying story, and I like to try and figure things out, even though I'm extremely bad at it. I'd like to. If I can't get it on the first go round, that is just incentive for me to watch it again.
Right. So then,
and I'll do 2 and 3 and 4. Like somebody like you or my wife could just like I got this
my
and it's
husband
20
hates it.
minutes
He's like,
in,
"You're
like no
ruining it."
problem. Yeah.
So I'll tell
Yeah.
you two that if you haven't seen them are worth a watch for you. Then they're similar but not. One is called Crash. It's an older movie.
I've heard of that.
Okay, and the other one is 7 Pounds with Will Smith.
I have seen that.
So I will not go into what Crash is about then if you're going to go watch it, but it has a similar concept to 7 Pounds
I'm
where
saying I guess it's similar.
where eventually you kind of go, I get what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I like those kind of thought-provoking
Mhm.
movies that do
Make you
that.
feel
Yeah.
a way about things.
Yeah.
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 No, Will Smith was incredible in 7 Pounds. I thought it was really good.
I love him. As he's gotten older, he's gotten a little kind of out there, but
Keep my wife's name out your
I don't know that I care
So,
for his
hey-
wife, and I don't know that I really care for where he is at this point in his life. I don't really know. But when he was big, hot, making movies all the
an
time,
almost billionaire.
I really enjoy his movies.
So, since we're talking about movies and the slap, did you know that's actually a recreation from a movie scene?
What is?
The whole slap thing.
Oh,
Really?
All of it. The whole thing. Yeah.
mm-mm.
I'll look it up and I'll send it to you later. So then there's another one. So again, like the serious or the underlying story or whatever. Uncut Gems. Mom, I know you didn't like that one because it was too loud. Like, but the whole point to me was it was loud on purpose.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how. So this is like one of Adam Sandler's only serious movies that he's ever done.
My husband really
and
appreciated
I just thought it was so great because he was like under duress the entire movie. And so the loudness is kind of like this is his internal mindscape, right?
Yeah. My husband really appreciated that. But I also like things that are like based in truth, right? Like Pursuit of Happiness, while we're talking about Will Smith, Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
The King's Speech.
That's another.
If you haven't seen The King's Speech, you should see that.
I haven't. Slumdog Millionaire, I think I've seen like 5 or 6 times, even though it's as long as it is.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good story. It's very enjoyable.
So another good, like, serious Adam Sandler movie is Hustle, where he's the basketball scout.
I don't know that I've seen that one.
I've not even heard of that. Yeah.
It's really good. He is like an international scout for the 76ers. And so he travels all around the world to find basketball players.
I think I've heard of it. I just don't know that I've seen it.
So the main guy, that's obviously not Adam Sandler, but the main player is, I don't know if he still is, but he was a real life basketball player. Like he actively played in the NBA, and then so does the antagonist.
Yeah.
It's kind of just his rival on the court is also a real basketball player. So it's just kind of cool that they were able to include that, because I don't know if y'all know, but like Adam Sandler is a very prolific pickup basketball game type person. He's really good at it.
I did know that actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves playing basketball. Real quick, stuff like Inception.
Oh my God. I was just going to say, I can't believe neither one of you mentioned Inception.
So, in addition to Inception, actually, oh my God, hold on. Talk if you want, but I got to look up the name of this thing.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So when he figures that out, I just want us all to throw a couple honorable mentions.
I think I've been honorable mentioned for quite some time now. Yeah, I got you.
What's the guy people think is the hottest black man?
Mahershala Ali.
Well, no,
Elbow.
like classically.
What's his name? Or how do you say his name?
He was in the Train movie with John Travolta.
Oh, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, wait,
No.
the Train movie. I was thinking of Pulp Fiction. Sorry.
God, what's his name? It's such a simple name, and I can't think of it.
I don't even know what train movie you're talking about.
Can't even think of the movie. Hold on. Train movie, John Travolta. Taking a Pelham 123. That's a good movie
That
in
is a
its
good
own right,
movie.
but that's not what I'm after. God, what's his name?
That's
Denzel
another
Washington.
true
Good
one.
Lord.
Oh, Denzel, yeah.
So yeah, the Taking of Pelham 123 is good in its own right. There's a specific movie I'm after right now, though. Give me one
With
second.
Denzel in it?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, because he's made a ton of them.
I think one of his best movies is Training Day.
Great movie. But
Okay,
I think
okay.
Ethan Hawke is better in that movie.
So they're, staying on that theme of, kind of deep underlying message, whatever. So Inception's a really good one. We just talked about that. And then there was also The Taking of Pelham 123, I thought was really good. Isn't that based on a true story?
It is.
Yeah, that was really good. That had Denzel Washington and John Travolta. But then what I was really after just now was John David Washington, who is Denzel's son, which is why that taking it from 1, 2, 3
and
was
Tenet?
relevant.
Tenet.
Yeah,
Tenet.
Good movie. Good movie. And when
Tenet.
when it
Here's the
hits
thing,
you,
and Matthew pointed this out to me.
when that movie hits
Matthew
you,
pointed this out to me. I never realized, but he is never named in that movie. He only is the protagonist.
but when that movie hits you, like right between the eyes, you're just like, dang, how did I not see that? It's so good.
But when you talk about what's his name? You know who I'm talking about, the director.
Chris Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, dude. So we talked about The Dark Knight, we talked about Inception, we talked about
Interstellar. I've been trying to get there for 4 minutes and you keep talking over me. Jesus Christ, I wanted to say it.
Interstellar, dude. Yeah, bangers,
All day.
bangers. Okay. Interestingly enough, Interstellar, even though it's a movie, was the very first time humans had ever seen an accurate black hole, like for real.
Cool. I liked the movie.
It's super awesome.
We enjoyed that one. Yeah, I like the ones that unwrap like that.
Yeah. Time shenanigans are tricky, but I think they do it right in those.
So yeah, I was joking earlier, but like I was trying to get to the point where we would just mention like the last 2 or 3 and wrap up, and I was going to mention Interstellar as an honorable mention for my list. But you were just kind of on a roll there. And
when I get going, dude, one thing connects to another, and my brain is like this system of coral
7
reef
Pounds, Crash.
something.
You need to go watch them. One thing connects to
All right.
another.
Well, I've seen 7 Pounds, but yeah.
I think the only other honorable mention for me is the movie Rush.
Rush is a great movie.
It has Chris Hemsworth, and I don't
remember
know
his
the
name
guy's
either.
name, but he plays Baron Zemo in
it's a race movie. Of course you like it.
in Civil War. He's the bad guy in Civil War.
That was a good one. I like all the car movies, but of course you know that, Hayden. We try to hook up and see those together.
Yeah, it's about Niki
Yeah.
Lauda and James Hunt when they were rivals.
If we're going to go honorable mentions, I would definitely put, I mentioned this a while ago, The King's Speech, which is just so very good. Gran Torino, which has a Clint Eastwood in it. I just get off my lawn. And I think, I would be remiss if I did not say how much I appreciate the pop culture cult-like of Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my god, what a classic,
God.
dude.
Yeah.
I was only into that when we had a quarterback who could throw a football over the mountains
I baked you a
here in
cake.
Jacksonville. Tina, you fat lard, come get your dinner.
Oh my god. Couple of honorable mentions for me. Ironically, both game movies, right? So there's Ender's Game, which is a book that got turned into a movie. I thought it was really, really good. The twist at the end of that movie is mind-boggling for me, where it turns out that he's actually killing real live things, right?
It wasn't a game.
No, it wasn't a game at all. And then, Mom, we actually watched this, my wife and I, while you were here, because you had mentioned that you had seen it before. Molly's Game.
Good movie.
Where she's running the poker games.
Good movie.
Yeah, and it's got Idris Elba in it as
That's
well.
it,
Did you know that
Elbow.
Idris Elba? You know that he started off as like security to other famous people?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, because you got to throw in like a pretty good like action style whatever. And again, I talked at the beginning about franchises and stuff. Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're fun.
Oh, wait a minute. My camera's going crazy because look, you see what time it is? It's Monkey Mischief time.
Hey, monkey.
Look, hey, what is that?
It's a sticker.
It's a sticker. So it is that time in the episode where we are going to do my favorite thing, dad jokes. If you visited us on social media this week, specifically Facebook, you would have seen the beginning of our dad joke for the week, which was, why aren't Greeks morning people?
I don't know.
I really thought I could get this one. Why?
Because they didn't listen to Nocturnus? I don't know.
Because dawn is hard on Greece.
What? That actually took me a second. That's great, dude. I love that.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
That was actually a submission that came to me through somebody I know that was like, "Hey, I have a great monkey joke for you."
That's great.
That's a really good one.
Yes, I loved
Oh my
that.
God, that's
How about
good.
And
that?
as I mentioned, that was a submission from someone I know. If you think you have a dad joke that is appropriate for Monkeys Unfiltered and you want to hear us voice it on air, you can go to www.com, Monkeys Unfiltered. No, you can't go to No, you can go to
Whoa.
www.monkeysунfiltered.com. Woo! Yeah,
Yeah,
.com's
.com's
at the end. There's a submission
www.com.
form near the
Takes
bottom
you to
of the
nowhere.
page.
Okay.
And if you submit a joke and we voice it on air, you get one of these lovely Monkey Unfiltered
stickers.
Well, that was like a time warped sticker. Your friend there gets one now.
She
How about
has
that?
one. I gave
Pretty
it
cool.
to her.
All right. Well, this was fun. Getting to explore movies.
It was fun. This was a good topic. This was a good topic.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it really got Jason going there. For
I was
a
gonna
little
say
bit.
I completely went off the prompt and just did my own thing, but it seemed to have worked out. So there you go.
Yeah, no, it was good. I'm just glad I was the one to kind of say interstate.
I almost beat you to it, like almost.
All right. Well, you know where to find us. Same place, same time next week. Give us a follow, like, share,
Do all the
rate,
things.
whatever, all the things.
Oh, and a special thanks to my friend Lee, who just followed us this week. She was looking for podcast recommendations, and I suggested us. So, yay.
Awesome. Love that.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Until next time.
Bye-bye. Are you broken?
I think he's gone.
I don't understand why this is happening.
I googled how to actually do it